see I'm transitioned into the air, then I can transition into dragon. I'm in the air, let me transition one more time into the other dragon and do a final attack at the end. Pop back up into the air. You know, this character is sick, yo. The things that she can do. Hey, yo, what is up, Knights? Aegis Rick here, back with some more DFO Blitz. This time on my Dragon Knight, the last of the 4 knights I need to level up before I have all the knights. It's been a long ride, huh? 3 years coming, and I finally have made all 4 knights. Although that's not surprising considering the last 2 knights have only just been released recently. They aren't the most recent class. As I look at my gear real quick, the Lancers are released, and we will be making DFO Blitz videos. It's just they don't have their second awakenings just yet, and we'll work on that once they do. But aside from that, guys, my Dragon Knight, you can tell I've been putting a little bit of effort into her. I do have a Dusky West set. This is due to the fact that she was giving it during the event period. You can get a lot of at least pieces of the Dusky, or I forget how the event went, but anyway, I picked this up. And then I got the Brilliant Flame Saber, which is actually her swap weapon, which I'm currently using as her primary weapon. It's a fire weapon, and I was already planning on going to fire setup. But then again, I got this Flame Caravella not too recently too, because I went up to TOD. So it's been a while, but I do have a lot of gear on her, and you know, it's been pretty smooth sailing. I'm just gonna get some fire accessory, guild accessories, and I'm gonna call it a day on this character. But you know, as I've been playing with her, I've actually been enjoying her pretty well, a lot, I'd say. I've been enjoying her a lot. You know, she's been a unique character. I'm going to show you guys why I think what her call to fame is. She's very, you know, it's one of those characters where it's a great experience, right? If you've ever wanted to play a character who can do some air combat, aerial type combat, this character is by far the best one in the game, and we're gonna see that. Another character I think is worth the experience is also the female Spitfire, but this character I feel like is a lot more fleshed out. She's got a lot more moves that are different, casting in the air, and she has great air mobility. And let's show real quick. Because I'm so geared right now, I'm gonna make short work of pretty much everybody in here, but you know, that's not gonna be much different from a lot of my characters. Honestly, I've been gearing out a lot. So you guys can see my main gimmick. I got 2 of them. One is that I always have this familiar partner with me, Astra, who can transform into the giant dragon temporarily sometimes, you know. Right there, he's normally just a little baby dragon, but sometimes he can transform into that giant one. And he has a lot of different attacks in which he does that. You see this one right here where he does kind of like an explosion of self-destruction. Another one where you can activate it and you do a little Screamo attack. And just great AoE coverage on those skills. But you can see those are kind of skills of which I'm riding the dragon itself. They have a different animation if I were to use a skill while standing on the ground, which is awesome. It's kind of the main thing I was talking about, where this class has kind of dual purposes. So I'm going to cast the fire skill, or the tornado skill again, and now he's casting it on his own while I'm on the ground fighting Aslan here. So it's just kind of like a dual purpose, and I really like that, because there's going to be different situations. You might want to use that dragon ascent skill, or you might want to use it on the ground, and it does a different animation. So that's kind of this character's call to fame, is the Astra dragon, as well as the aerial combat, this is a really annoying quest. This is actually the first time since you guys have seen the new scenario system with Origin. There's been a lot of kind of changes to how the story goes, as long as lore goes, as well as other features like cutscenes that are like that you can speed through by pressing control, and other story-related stuff that I generally kind of skip by as well. But for the most part, it's going to feel at least the same as before once you get past about level 50, which in the DFO Blitz series, we are nearing the end game. It's not going to look much different than before, honestly. I want to try to make sure I use every variation of the attacks. So that last skill that I did, I could just call the dragon, does a linear attack. Almost any skill. If you look at my hotkey bar right now, any skill that is still available to cast in the air has a different animation if I do cast it in the air. You know, this skill, more or less the same. I can use Shoryuken in the air. I can throw this downwards. I can slam downwards. These are all skills that have a slightly different animations whether or not I'm in the air or not. Now, the nice thing is your backstep does count as you being in the air, as with most classes that have kind of aerial cast of skills. If you backstep, you can backstep cancel into some of these skills too. So you don't necessarily need to jump all the way up in the air to do a skill. You know, if you want to cast one, the aerial version, just backstep before you do. and you might be able to save yourself a few seconds. You know, if it's time sensitive, you need to cast an aerial skill quick. That's one quick way to do it. So, and yeah, like I said, there's going to be different times where you're going to want to use different versions. Boosh! I didn't want to use a linear version there, use AoE. Here I might want to use the aerial version, you know. It's really nice. So, oh shit, fighting this asshole. Here I'm going to have him ask the fire dragon stay there while I fight this guy, which he was doing all the work for me, so I didn't even have to mount the dragon. So obviously mounting the dragon is going to be beneficial for like trash mob killing, but if you're fighting a boss, you put the dragon down and then you keep fighting. So it's really awesome. This character is it's kind of things that it can do are what kind of set it apart from most classes, right? Most classes you just have the one skill, it works in whatever way it does, one certain way, and then that's about it. On this character, every skill has basically 2 uses, and they're generally wildly different from each other. Some are linear, some are AoE. It's really awesome character design. They took their time with this character. They did it right. Now it might be maybe it's unclear why I have Express on. That's because I knew I was nearing the end of my scenarios and I wasn't yet max level, and I don't want to grind near the end here, so I use EXP. Potion, as well as turn on my Express, just because I know I'm going to be grinding near the end here, honestly. So not as much, honestly, if I didn't turn on Express, which right now, you know, the time efficiency is, or the FP efficiency is not really a concern for me. So you can just see some awesome aerial combat, man, or aerial type skills. And the nice thing, some of them actually lead into each other, right? So if I do this grab here, I can, if I press the jump skill at the right time, if I use the Dragon Ascent, I can jump into the air and keep the aerial combat going if I want, or transition into aerial combat, which this is actually the main skill of this class, Dragon Wing. It's maxed at level 1. If you use it in the air, you glide into the air and you gain Dragon Wings. You can dash up to 3 times while you have that glide active, or you can just use it on the ground as a quick dash. So again, yet another skill that has more than one use. On the ground or in the air. Generally, you're going to just want to use it in the air to maintain your aerial distance and mobility. You're most mobile in the air on this class. But sometimes you just want to use it to quickly traverse on the ground, and there's that double use again. So, again, such a well-designed character. I love this character. I'm definitely going to be gearing her out, at least in these legendaries, and hell, if I have the resources. There are a lot of characters I want to gear out. It's a shame, honestly, because I feel like I could gear this character out and would have no problem, because I really enjoy what she offers. It's just I have a feeling she's going to require a lot of gear. That being said, though, she is a fixed damage class, and you know how those go, right? Like, they're generally pretty strong initially, very strong to buff up really easily with the refinement system, which is essentially guaranteed. But once you do that, then you're going to need the epics and all that. So this is part of the reason why she's so strong right now also. You know, she's doing very easily in here with the Dusky set because she's, again, she has a Dusky set, but also she's a fixed damage class, so she would have done pretty well either way, I think. Let me try this again. You can transition. See, I'm transitioned into the air. Then I can transition into dragon. I'm in the air. Let me transition one more time into the other dragon and do a final attack at the end. Pop back up into the air. You know, this character is sick, yo. The things that she can do, man, it's unlike almost any other character I can think of, really. The diversity of her skills. It's just a character I feel like has such a good kit from the start. You know, it didn't have to take very much. It's just like, okay, we're gonna make a character. Neopal, this is Neopal talking now. I'm gonna make a character that has different animations on every one of her skills, whether she's in the air or on the ground, and we're gonna just make her sick. You know, we're just gonna make her sick. Aerial, dragon, ground dragon. I haven't even used my awakenings, honestly, which I would say her first awakening. We'll get to it right now, but I think her awakenings are probably the weakest part about this class, because it feels like they didn't incorporate it as well as all the other skills, and I'll just show that right now. But yeah, mad props to Neopal for making that. This is her first awakening, the lamest, really lame, honestly. It's just a laser dragon, which I hate the lasers. On pretty much any class, if you're just gonna have a laser type move, that's gonna be lame as hell. But this one is really a cool animation. Jump into the outer galaxy. shoot the planet, boosh! Which you'll notice that the planet that the dragon actually shoots does correlate to the planet that you are on currently. If you're in Econ, you're gonna shoot Econ. If you're in, you know, Otherverse, you're gonna shoot the Otherverse. It's pretty cool. Little, you know, extra effort had to go into doing that, so that's nice. Really low cooldown, the Dragon Wing skill, really cool. Yeah, there's just not much bad I can really say about this class, guys. It's just a shame it's taken me this long to level her, honestly. And there hasn't really been much focus. Like I said, it's going to take a lot if you're going to take this character any seriously. And I don't think I can afford to do that, really, at this point in time. I've already used my Strong Awakening, so I'm going to try to hit you with this Lightning Dance type move with an explosion at the end for your troubles. Boom! So, I mean, if you're looking for a class, guys, I mean, let me just sell the class right now. If you're looking for a class that can provide, you know, technical skill, I think this is one of those classes that does require some technical skill. I mean, yes, I think at some point this is just going to be like a face roll. Oh, I'm just going to use Dragon and one-shot everything, and you don't have to think about it. I think up until the point you're really geared and you're getting gear carried, I think this character, even after you get gear, I'd say, this character's still going to have that, like, ton of diversity of things you can do. That's going to keep this character interesting. It's going to be very easy if you're looking for a new main. It's going to be very easy to play a character like this until the end game, which I think is one of the biggest problems I have with characters that are more simple to play, is that I feel like they're going to get really boring after a while. But a class like this, it's hard for me to ever imagine a time where this character would be boring, right? Like, who's going to be bored of doing this shit? You can do all kinds of stuff. That was hella overkill. Probably didn't need to do that, but using the Dragon Wing at the end of your skills to pop you into the air to do an aerial cast of another skill. Seriously, I'd really put in the comments what you guys think are going to be more technical classes in this, just because of the sheer amount of skills that she has. She has like double the skills of everyone else, honestly, because of how it works. We're going to be fighting Luke, guys, as our last dungeon here, but yeah, she has like double the skills of pretty much anybody else. Way too early, dude. What are you doing? I was like, way too early. Let's get out of here. Ooh! You tried, Luke. You tried. Hit him with the dragon to end this. Right on his planet. Oh! This is my favorite part. I gotta get this in recording because this is my favorite part. My favorite video in DFO. Everybody's standing around for that. Oh shit, Mecha Gazelle? Where'd he come from? That's new. Since when was Mecha Gazelle ever part of this? But anyway, guys, we're done with my scenarios. Like I said, I knew I would be at this point. You know, with the new questing system, they force you to be level 87 before you go here. They cleared up all the quests I used to have on this character, because I'd have been easily level 90 without having to do this with the Express. But because how they changed the questing and they auto-cleared quests for me, I'm now having to grind a little bit. But it's fine. My other character shouldn't have that big of a problem. And using the Express in this manner, just to, you know, it's only going to be like a couple dungeons I'm going to have to farm anyways. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I know I was kind of gushing about this Dragon Knight character a lot, but I do feel like she deserves that credit, because I know this character is not very popular. I don't see her hardly at all, especially any geared ones, and I feel like that's a shame. I feel like in another universe, if Elven Knight and these other great classes didn't exist, this character would be no problem as being one of my mains. And I want to see more Dragon Knights out there. If you're looking for a character who is like technical as all hell, has all kinds of skills at her disposal, aerial and ground combat, this character can do it. And yeah, Dragon Knight, you have my vote. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you nights later.